Alright, this is going to be a windy trip, so I'll try to speak up close to the camera. We just got out, the van's parked over there. I'm on the Appalachian Trail today, and Chief is up there. So I've got a combination today of kind of ultralight equipment and bushcrafting equipment. And it's not super light, but it's a very small package. I'll show you that in a little bit. A lot of good stuff on this trail. This section in New York is a fun section. Shout out to Jolly. I'm over in our meeting spot. Where'd Chief get off to? There he goes. What's going on, buddy? All right. So I do have my trucking poles. These are the Black Diamond, one size. They're not adjustable. They just collapse. I like them a lot, and they're lightweight. And they stow really small. It just takes a lot of wear and tear off your knees and ankles. I'll be 40 soon. 5,000, 6,000 miles of hiking takes its toll. Yes. It's not very green yet up in this area, but compared to New York City on the coast always greens up faster than the Appalachian chain, farther in upstate, and then the Catskills still have snow on the ground, so you probably hear the cars. I'm coming to where the road crossing is. Right. So this is our first break, and so this is what I'm running with today. So, little Eddie Bauer pack. It came from an outlet. Just oilskin, and I'm just out for one night, Chief and I. And I'm gonna look around for a little bit for materials. See what's going on back here. A spindle, because I did not bring my bow drill set. See if I can find something. Not too much back here, but I'll keep an eye out. Something nice and dead. A little bug is following me. A little black and white shadow. A little too dry. Rotten. Firewood, but I'm not going to be here. I'll keep looking. So this is definitely an old trail going that way. Maybe a little tote road. Yeah, I know this area pretty well, so I'm not going to collect too much for fire building, especially as dry as things are. I'm going to keep the fires to a minimum. So I did bring a small down puffy. It's going to be down to freezing tonight, 30. Probably lower with a wind chill. But, you know, I have a t-shirt on. I'm getting pretty hot. And this is one of the, you know, the bug shirts. This insect shield. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's a Columbia shirt, and I like them, and they do keep the bugs away. I also have this ex officio handkerchief cut out in a diagonal, make it into a neckerchief. Chief, come. The chief is matching. Come up here. The chief is matching. It's got a little permethrin built in. Last 70 laundry cycle. So I spray his back and put drops on. This is a terrible tick area. You got to take all the precautions and check yourself. So, you know, just be careful with spraying DEET everywhere because it does melt plastic and polyester, stuff like that. And a lot of outdoor clothing is polyester. Anyway, I'm going to take a break over here. I'll stop the video in a second. Start it up once we start hiking. Just a relaxed day out. I brought a rain shell, ultralight, outdoor research. So these are my two go-tos in bad weather. I'm not going to go over everything right now. Got the old Mora out today and cleaned it up a little bit. I always try to make them a little custom. This one's been beat to death. And this is my little mini haversack just for collecting a tinder bundle, making the bird nest. You know, I got tired of putting it in my pocket and my pack, so I have a spot now. A little paracord from Howlin' Jit, Mr. Dave thinks. So, it's beautiful out, and it's a weekday, so on the Appalachian Trail, no one uses the lean-to, and it looks like Chief and I, let's see if I can get in. Looks like Chief and I have this whole Appalachian Trail lean-to to ourselves. So we're gonna enjoy that. I'll probably set up camp also. It's not gonna rain or anything. I do enjoy my hammock more than sleeping on wood like this. But, you know, if we decide that we want to sleep in here, we can. A little bit dry today, so I may use the fire pit. This guy, it's not my favorite, but it's better than you know, having any accidents. And at least we have a place to hang our food, you know, to keep them away from bugs. And of course, I'll clean up around here a little bit. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown. So I got my food. It's way too much, but there's a bag of Fritos. And, you know, I've got different supplies. I always have my leather gloves. When it's not too cold, that becomes my gloves to keep my hands warm. And this is one of my favorite things. It's my titanium mug. I hiked the whole Appalachian Trail with this guy. It's a Evernew, I believe. Or, no, Snow Peak. It's a Snow Peak. And then I have the Phenom. It's like the Mugmate, where you can find them online. It's Phenom, Finum.com. They're a lot cheaper. And I have my real freshly ground this morning coffee. This will make about 4 cups using this. And shout out to Dave. Also, Hal and Jed. He's also a fan of this. So next we got a fire kit out. You know, I always carry a few things homemade. And this is my fire kit. Keep my flint steel and things like that in there. You guys might have seen it before. But this was the first one. I made another one for my wife. Looks much better. This one was a prototype and I changed it a few times. But honestly, I don't use snaps anymore. They're not dependable. I use a cord with a toggle system. I'll show you guys that in another video. Maybe I'll show you that at home. So, you know, I got a Patagonia down puffy sweater. It has something to warm up once it gets down to 0 tonight. And I have my kettle. You guys know this one. Old Faithful. And inside the kettle I have bandana, buddy burner, and a bowl for big boy over there. Cheap. Sniffing everything. So, give him a little water also. So this tie bag probably has 1,000 miles or more on it. Never leave home without it. It's my ground cover. And you could also use it as a blanket. This one's nice and soft. It's not crinkly. You know, it kind of just keeps your things off the ground. It's a OR ultralight rain shell. And I have my old Hennessy hammock from 2008. I hiked the whole Appalachian Trail with it, and I still use it. It's now 2014. I still love it. It's not in mint condition by far, but it works, and I have nothing extra with it. So every time I look in a pocket, I find an extra hank of jute, which is nice. So I brought a lot of bushcrafting stuff. I just have a big bag of things, you know, so I'm going to use this to keep up with all my little stuff. You know, I'll show you that later. This is one of my cheaters. This is the Clearview Air Pad from Big Agnes, and it's 72 inches by 2.5 inches thick and 20 inches wide, and it is smaller than a beer, you know. But I also have a little bit of foam also, and then for the overkill. 0 degree down. First aid kit, some extra water. You know, and that's it. That's all I'm rolling with. Besides this other pouch that I made years ago. And this one is also, has snaps. This one has 3, so they stay closed nicely. But, you know, it has a lot of nice stuff in it. Some, this one is Hornet's Nest, Paper Hornet, or Paper Wasp. Let's see, it's beautiful stuff. And dryer lint, bunch of birch in there. And then in the bottom there's probably a ferro rod stuffed in there, a tiny one. Maybe even some matches. I have probably 10 ways of starting a fire right now. So anyway, there's my mess. Chief's off. I'll see you in a bit. See, I knew the wind would already get that. It's such fine stuff. It's cedar bark, a little jute, a little birch, and a little wasp nest, paper wasp nest. So I'm just going to get something to cover this up. So this cord, this chaga, little bark still in there. This is where I started another spot for later or the next time. Spindle, random stick that was almost rotten on one end. The thicker part, this part wasn't so rotten. You know, it's nice and dry. And then part of that same stick for the bearing block. So bearing block, spindle, chaga, string. So I'm gonna basically, this is my bow, and there's the fire from the friction fire. So primitive fire, it's level 1. So I'm gonna take a little coffee or something. I don't have a lot of water, so I gotta watch that. So multi-purpose. There we go. So we got the kettle on for a cuppa. The fire we started here. Oh, well, not here. It started over there and started with that. All right. So got a couple of tins. Actually, I think I have 3. I'm gonna, you know, these, I'm not gonna put holes in them because there's already a big couple of gaps in the back that let a lot of air through. So we'll do that different today. Let's see. This is my fire kit, and this tin is about burned through. Let's see. I have some char here. This is my favorite steel. It's a nice one. These are all different rocks that I've made fire with. This is from where we do our kayaking trip on the beach. Believe it or not, I can get a good fire going with that one. So I really just want to char these tins and make some charred material from the friction fire that I just made. And I'm going to go find some punk wood. And I know I can fill these tins up, but like I said, I like for my Altoids tins to look more like this. I like them after they've been in the fire. So just because it's a primitive fire and I want to char these up, I'm only putting 1 piece each. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. put together some kits. Put together some kits for my customers that go on my guided trips. And, you know, this is how I do it. Alright, well, that's going to be level 2. So level 1 is a friction fire, primitive style. Cordage is hard to reproduce, so, you know, I just always have cordage. Not to say that I don't ever make cordage of my own, but, you know, it's a definite chore. So that's level 1, primitive fire. Level 2 is now flint and steel, a hard rock, sparking steel, and that going onto a charred material, which I'm making there, which is going to be put in with charred punk and other things that I made before to continue the cycle from level 1 to level 2. Then level 3 would be a ferro rod, using anything in the wilderness, cotton balls, whatever, dryer lint, birch bark, dry grass, whatever. That's level 3, ferro rod. Level 4 would be matches or lighter. And you know, you do these types of fire all the same. You collect tinder, you have a bundle, you have a nest, blah blah blah. You have, you know, small twigs to larger twigs. It always works the same, but this is how you get from level 1 to level 2. Alright, so my tins are cooling. You guys can see those 3. And get the old kettle off. So this is some gourmet coffee from Fairway in New York City on East 86th Street. So it's good stuff, and it's in the basket. It's all waiting here. Let's get a couple going. Just about full. It'll be super hot, so I will add a little cold water to it and let that kind of steep. A good 5 minutes, maybe 10 if it's not too cold out. Right, these have cooled off. You don't want to open them too quickly because they'll just catch on fire. But that is char cloth, and this will catch an ember very quickly, a cold spark. guy. Nice. So I'll go ahead and transfer this. Good. Everything in one. Nice. And this is without the raised letters. It's funny, it actually kept some of the logo. Nice. So I have a tin full charred material, and you know, extra points for charring it with a bow drill fire. And if you didn't have tins, you could always just bury it in ash and embers and push the fire back over the top of it. Char that, you know. You can definitely do it without a tin. It's not a big problem. Alright, well, I'm going to get this coffee on. Let that sit for a minute. Alright, so I had a visitor while I was at the lean-to, so I moved on. You hear the peepers in the background listening. Hope it picks that up. So, give you guys a quick tour of my spot. So I may or may not cook a little bit right here. You know, there's a few rocks I can pile up to make sure nothing happens, and it's kind of protected. So I'm going to sleep up here tonight. Get some good stars. Yeah, this is going to be a good spot. So I stopped at the first little spot, and then I went to the lean-to, the shelter, and hung out, took a nap. And, you know, then Buddy got there, and he was ready to settle in for the night, and I was kind of antsy. It's a good excuse for me to take off. Look at that sky. So there is a little bit of a drop here. You wouldn't want to sleepwalk and walk that way. This is my spot. The white blob is a piece of Tyvek with Chief inside of it, inside of one of my jackets. It's pretty awesome. And then my tarp on the Hennessy hammock. This is the backpacker, I think. I have to look at the... But I use this hammock the entire Appalachian Trail on my through hike in 2008. And as you can see, I still use it. The Velcro is long worn out, and I don't guy out the hammock itself, just the tarp. And I'll tie the tarp back down if I feel like it, and I'll leave it flapping so I can see the stars. Unless it's cold, and then I'll put it down to block the wind. Here's my pack. It's a food bag, blah blah blah. I've got it up on this stump here, so it's easy access. It's not going to rain tonight, so it's perfect. And yeah, this is cheap. Let's see this. Hey buddy. Hey Chippy. Check it out. Nice. So yeah, it's about 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock, and I'm done. Like I said, I might make a small fire or use the buddy burner, heat up some water, make some instant potatoes with some cheese and a Slim Jim, I think. And yeah, Chief's he's gonna have a little of my leftovers. And I'm gonna fall asleep to the peepers peeping. Yeah, the wind is going to be pretty crazy. You can see my my sail over there. Well, I had a successful day with the bow drill, and I made some char cloth and char punk wood, and then I put that together in tin. So I chained the fire level 1 to level 2 from my bow drill. Now I can use a flint and steel, and yeah, it's been a great day. Taking at least 2 short naps, and we're gonna keep relaxing and enjoy the rest of the night. Get some sleep. Maybe the coyotes and the owls will come out. I know Chief's not coming out. We made it through the night. It's pretty early this morning, but we made it. You guys a little morning tour. Just in time for the sunrise. That's where we slept, right over there. Big boy, you cold, huh? Let's get moving. Let's go. This way. Yeah, the sun's still coming up, and Chief and I have gotten some hiking in, and we're up on this ridge. We came back to the first spot that we stopped at, and a quick explanation is we set up really early at the lean-to, and we hung out, took a nap, did some video, messed around, hung out, and then a guy showed up, and he was a little shady, so we took off. So I call this my lazy fire for to get a cup of coffee quick. I'm just gonna use what's around here. Let's see what I have. So I brought some dryer lint, ferro rod, make a quick fire. Lazy fire, super lazy fire. funny, I can start a fire with a flint and steel easier than I can with a ferro rod. Not always, but you know how it is. That was my lazy quick fire. Won't always work that easy. A couple of rocks. It is early. Sun's still rising. Time the coffee right. I have just enough fresh ground coffee to make one more cup, which I won't need. I'll put it back when I get home. No more water to carry out. A little bit of food left. Little hobo stove made out of rocks. Coffee's ready. Look at oil. That's that. That was awesome. Big man's got my jacket. Chiefy. That sunrise. It's coming on up. Yeah, and that's the Appalachian Trail right here. You can see it. A little tread. Goes this way south, that way north. Georgia, Maine. 2,176 miles, I guess. 9, something like that. I think my coffee's pretty good. Give it a try. I can always sit it back in there. And if you guys haven't seen it before, it's the Finum. I think they have them on Amazon. MSR Mugmate is the one that I first encountered. And it's kind of expensive, or it was. And this one was less than half price. I don't know if you guys can see, but cheers. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunrise. I'm not going to record walking out and getting back to the van.